What if I told you the most morally complicated protagonist in anime history is also the villain? Yeah. Attack on Titan doesn't just break the rules of storytelling, it burns them to the ground. Welcome back to Adoogez. And today we're reviewing the series that genuinely changed what animation is capable of delivering. Emotionally, visually, and philosophically.
I'm fucking old school, playing like those asteroids. Everything you looking at, and you know I drive the truth. And I've been killing bitches while I'm rocking in this booth. You know I'm trying, dagging, no I'm never replying. The ending all the world on the.
Here's the core premise. Spoiler-free. Humanity lives inside massive walls, hiding from giant manatee creatures called Titans. Our main character, Yeager, loses everything in the very first episode, and from that moment, the story never lets you breathe. Now, Attack on Titan isn't a film, so there's no traditional box office, but financially, it's a monster. The franchise has generated over $1 billion in merchandise alone. The final season broke streaming records on Crunchyroll and Funimation, trending globally on Twitter multiple times. For an anime series, that's blockbuster territory. This isn't a niche title anymore. It's a cultural event.
Saying if you get it free, I don't know what that topic's about, but I get it right on top of me. War of the worlds, why they dropping all these girls? I've been making noise on all yo. If you want, I take it for a life. For that rap, I get them.
Let's talk about Yeager, because this is where the show either loses you or completely rewires your brain. In season Satu, he's your standard revenge-driven hero. But by the final arc, he's done something so extreme, so ideologically disturbing, that fans are still arguing about it today. That transformation isn't lazy writing. It's one of the most deliberate character arcs ever constructed in any medium. What makes it even more powerful is that the show forces you to understand him, not agree with him. Understand him. You see every trauma, every decision, every broken moment that led him there. That's rare. Most stories give you heroes and villains. Attack on Titan gives you humans, deeply flawed, desperate, terrifyingly real humans.
Day after tomorrow, if you see that way the city, I don't know you fucking with me.
On the surface, it's giants and swords. But dig deeper, and Attack on Titan is a brutal mirror held up to real-world history. It explores cycles of hatred, ethnic persecution, propaganda, and how oppressed people can eventually become oppressors. The Marley arc in season 3 and 4 is essentially a deconstruction of imperialism, wrapped inside an action anime that's bold, that's rare. The theme of freedom versus oppression runs through every single season. Characters die fighting for freedom. And then the show asks, what if true freedom requires monstrous sacrifice? There's no clean answer. The show refuses to give you one. And honestly, that's exactly why it hits so hard. MAPPA's work on the final season deserves its own conversation. The 3D maneuver gear sequences are some of the most kinetically satisfying animation ever produced. The rumbling arc has wide-scale destruction sequences that genuinely feel like a cinematic blockbuster. It's not just animated well, it's directed with intention. Camera angles, lighting, sound design, every frame is built to make you feel something. Hiroyuki Sawano and Kohta Yamamoto's soundtrack deserves a full episode by itself. Tracks like Barricades in My War don't just accompany the action, they weaponize emotion. When the music hits at the right moment in this show, it's almost unfair how effective it is.
Bad motherfucker like that dude Professor Snape. If you get it when they spit, son.
Now let's be real, because no show is perfect. The pacing in the middle of season 3 can feel dense and slow, especially for newer viewers not familiar with the manga. There's a lot of political exposition delivered in long dialogue-heavy scenes that can lose casual audiences, and the final episode, while visually gorgeous, felt rushed to a significant portion of the fanbase. Years of build-up met with an ending that split the community right down the middle. The character of Historia, who had such a compelling arc in Season 3, is essentially sidelined in Season 4. That's a missed opportunity when a show builds a character that well, and then benches them. You notice? These aren't deal breakers, but they're worth mentioning. So where does Attack on Titan land? Simply put, it's one of the greatest animated series ever made. It's not perfect, but it is ambitious, emotionally devastating, and narratively unlike anything else. It earns its reputation. If you haven't watched it, stop what you're doing. If you have, you already know. Adoogez gives Attack on Titan a 9.2 out of 10, an S tier series, with a finale that keeps the debate alive forever.
We'll survive, come on!
Here's what I want to know from you right now in the comments. Was Owen a hero, a villain, or something the story never gave us a word for? Drop your take below. I read every single one. And if you're new here, subscribe to Adoogez because we don't do surface level reviews. We go all the way in. See you in the next one.
Let's make the most of tonight. Let's raise a toast to tonight.